Hi friends, happy Thanksgiving. Although some of us can't get together with our family and our friends on Thanksgiving this year, we can still read some fun Thanksgiving books and sing some Thanksgiving songs. So here's a special story time just for that. Why don't we start with The More We Get Together? The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good job. Let's do it one more time. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good job, friends. All right. I thought it would be fun to read Thanksgiving at the Tappletons, which is by Eileen Spinelli and illustrated by Maryann Cocca-Leffler. This book was published by the Trumpet Club, which is a subsidiary of Bantam Doubleday Dell Publishing Group, Inc. So we thank them very much for permission to read this story. Let's tilt down a little. Thanksgiving at the Tappletons was always a big day. Thanksgivings at the Tappletons meant, of course, the Tappleton family. Mr. Tappleton, Mrs. Tappleton, Jenny Tappleton, Kenny Tappleton, and grandmother and grandfather Tappleton, and Aunt Hedda and Uncle Fritz, and most certainly, of course, the turkey and trimmings. It was still dark when Mrs. Tappleton lit the oven and took the big turkey out of the refrigerator. Just then, someone knocked on the kitchen door. It was Mike the milkman. "Good morning, Mrs. Tappleton. I thought you might like some eggnog for the holiday." As Mrs. Tappleton reached for the eggnog, the turkey slipped out from under her arm. Now, on a warmer day, this might not have been a problem, but this Thanksgiving day was quite cold and the step was covered with ice. Before she or Mike could even think, the turkey had slithered into the yard. "Get it!" shouted Miss Tappleton. Mike reached out, but the turkey skidded past him, through the gate and into the street. "Hurry!" screamed Mrs. Tappleton. "Stop that turkey!" The milkman chased the turkey. Mrs. Tappleton chased the milkman, and the turkey slid down the hill into the pond. Plop, splash, and it bubbled out of sight. Oh no. When Mr. Tappleton came down to breakfast, he took a long sniff. "I don't smell turkey," he said to his wife. "Of course you don't smell turkey," she replied. "You have a cold." "I don't have a cold," he insisted. Mrs. Tappleton shook some pepper in the air. Her husband sneezed. "See, you do have a cold." That wasn't very nice. She tricked her husband, didn't she? After breakfast, Mr. Tappleton put on his coat and scarf and hat and gloves. "I'm going to the bakery to buy our pies." Mrs. Tappleton handed him his boots. "Wear these. I know for a fact it is quite slippery out today." Why does she know that? Yeah, because the turkey slipped on the ice, didn't it? Sim's bakery was so crowded, the line reached out onto the sidewalk. Mr. Tappleton hated to wait in long lines, so he went to the diner for a cup of coffee. By the time he got back, the long line was gone, but so were the pies. No pumpkin, no mince, no rhubarb, nothing. Mr. Tappleton was afraid to go home with nothing. 2 boxes tied up with string, please, he said. Mrs. Sims stared at him. You mean 2 empty boxes? That's right. My, they feel light, remarked Mrs. Tappleton. Certainly they are light, retorted Mr. Tappleton. Mrs. Sims prides herself on how light her pies are. Oh, sounds like a little white lie. Mrs. Tappleton set the table. She called to her son. Kenny, you can make the salad. There's lettuce in the crisper and carrots and radishes too. Kenny's face grew pale. Just yesterday he had emptied the crisper and fed all the vegetables to the rabbits in Mr. Butterworth's class. How could he tell his mother? He couldn't. So he covered the empty salad bowl with aluminum foil and stuck it in the back of the refrigerator. Oh no, another little white lie. When the others went to pick up the relatives at the train station, Jenny stayed behind to mash the potatoes. Every year this was her job. She loved it. This year, she thought, I'll make them even better. I'll use the blender. Just as Jenny flicked the switch, her phone rang. It was her best friend, Nora. If there was one thing Jenny loved to do better than mashed potatoes, it was talk. Jenny talked and talked and talked to Nora, and she might still be talking today if not a wet glump of something hit her on the back of the head. She turned to see what it was. Splat! Another glump hit her in the face. The blender was going wild and mashed potatoes were flying everywhere. Oh no. Without even saying goodbye to Nora, Jenny hung up the phone, scrubbed her face, and wiped mashed potatoes from nearly everything in the kitchen. She finished just as the others came back. Uncle Fritz patted his stomach. I'm hungry, he said. Grandfather Tappleton laughed. I'm as hungry as an elephant. Everyone sat down at the table. It was a Tappleton tradition for grandmother to say the Thanksgiving prayer. As soon as the turkey is ready, she smiled. I'm as hungry as 2 elephants, said grandfather. Mr. Tappleton went to the oven. I'll carve the turkey now. He opened the oven door. The turkey is gone! Mr. Tappleton searched on the table and under the table, in every kitchen cabinet. He looked in the sink and into the broom closet. I can't find the turkey anywhere. Mrs. Tappleton took a deep breath. She told them how the fine turkey had slipped out the door and down the steps and across the yard and through the gate and down the street and plop, splash, into the pond. So much for the turkey, said Uncle Fritz, and his stomach rumbled a little louder. Never mind, said Aunt Hedda good-naturedly. We'll fill up on the fixings. I'll get the salad, Jenny announced. Then grandmother can say the prayer. Jenny set the bowl on the table and peeled off the aluminum foil. Everyone stared at the salad that was not there. I fed the rabbits at school, confessed Kenny. Uncle Fritz looked downright gloomy. So much for the salad. His stomach rumbled again. I'm as hungry as 3 elephants, sighed grandfather. Kenny jumped up. We'll have Jenny's mashed potatoes. He brought the pot from the kitchen and lifted the lid. I was on the phone, said Jenny meekly, and the blender went wild. So much for the potatoes. Uncle Fritz's stomach rumbled even more. I'm as hungry as 4 elephants, grandfather declared. What are they going to do? Can you think of a solution? The pies, cried Mrs. Tappleton. I'll get the pies. I'll say grace as soon as the pies are cut, grandmother smiled. Mrs. Tappleton brought in the boxes, set them down, and untied the string. You brought home 2 empty boxes, she glared at Mr. Tappleton, who covered his ears. 5 elephants, groaned grandfather. The dining room was quiet. Everyone looked down at the empty table. Uncle Fritz muttered something, but it couldn't be heard above the rumble of his stomach. A tear rolled down Jenny's cheek. No Thanksgiving dinner, she sniffled. Nothing to say a prayer for, sighed Kenny. Oh no. It's a very sad family. Grandmother smiled. Of course there is something. There's more to Thanksgiving than a turkey and trimmings. And then Grandmother Tappleton asked everyone to bow their heads and to hold hands around the dining room table. And this is the Thanksgiving prayer she said. Turkeys come and turkeys go, and trimmings can be lost, we know. But we're together, that's what matters, not what's served upon the platters. Amen. That was a wonderful prayer, said Aunt Hedda. Mrs. Tappleton jumped up. We have liverwurst and cheese in the refrigerator. I'll help fix the sandwiches, offered Mr. Tappleton. Jenny wiped her tear away. I'll get the pickles. Kenny laughed. I'll open a jar of applesauce for dessert. And so the Tappletons had their Thanksgiving dinner after all. Uncle Fritz's stomach stopped rumbling, and Grandfather Tappleton ate enough liverwurst to feed 6 elephants. In fact, everyone had plenty to eat. But most of all, they had each other. That was Thanksgiving at the Tappletons. So this Thanksgiving, we might not be able to have dinner with our aunts and uncles and our grandmas and grandpas, but hopefully we'll be able to talk to them on the phone or see them on the computer. And just for this year, that will have to be enough. I have one more Thanksgiving story, but I thought maybe we could sing 10 Little Turkeys first. So when we get to 10, we will say 10 little turkeys, gobble, gobble. Okay? All right. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little turkeys, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little turkeys, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little turkeys, 10 little turkeys, gobble, gobble. Good job. Shall we try again? Okay, this time let's point to our fingers. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little turkeys, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little turkeys, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little turkeys, 10 little turkeys, gobble, gobble. Good job. All right, so our second book is We Are Thankful by Margaret McNamara and illustrated by Mike Gordon. It's one of the Robin Hill School books. And it's published by Simon Spotlight. So we thank Simon very much for permission to share it with you today. Okay. Thanksgiving is coming soon, said Mrs. McConnell. It is time to think about what you are thankful for. That night, Reza sat down with his mama. They made a list of what Reza was thankful for. He was thankful for his mama, his papa, his brothers, his dog, snow, his bike, and pumpkin pie. Well, those are all very good things to be thankful for. These are such good ideas, said his mama. Reza was proud of his list. Oh, and he made his list by drawing pictures. So if you can't write words yet, you can make a list using pictures. Yeah. At school the next day, Mrs. Connor asked, "What are you thankful for?" Hannah's hand went up. "I'm thankful for my mom," said Hannah. "I'm thankful for my dad," said Ayana. Oh no, Reza thought, I have the same ideas as everybody else. "I'm thankful for my dog," said Michael. "I'm thankful for my brothers and my bike," said Andrew. Do any of you have big brothers like Andrew does? I have a little brother. Emma put up her hand. I am thankful for snow, said Emma, and snow days. Reza was so sad. Almost all of his good ideas were taken. The only one left was pumpkin pie. Do you know what I'm thankful for? Asked Mia. Fall leaves? Asked Reza. No, said Mia. I am thankful for pumpkin pie. Now all of Reza's good ideas were gone. Reza, said Mrs. Connor, what are you thankful for? Reza did not want to have the same ideas as everyone else. Reza wanted to have a new idea. He thought and thought. Oh, look at all of those thought bubbles, thinking and thinking and thinking. Then he smiled. I am thankful that we have so much to be thankful for, said Reza. Good idea, said Mrs. Connor. I am thankful for you all. The end. So that was We Are Thankful by Margaret McNamara and illustrated by Mike Gordon, published by Simon. So I liked both of those Thanksgiving stories about things that we can be thankful for and stories about making the best of hard times. And I think we have to definitely think about those things this Thanksgiving. Why don't we finish up with Open, Shut Them? Shall we do that? Ready? Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them, creep them, right up to your chin. Open up your little mouth, but do not let them in. Good job, friends. All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you back here again next Tuesday.